James Ensor was a Belgian painter, printmaker, and an important influence on Expressionism and Surrealism. He was associated with the artistic group Les 20. James Sidney Baron Ensor was born in Ostend the 13th of April of 1860 and died the 19th of November of 1949. He was the son of an English father, James Frederick, and a Belgian mother, Maria Katharina Heikman. In 1876, Ensor attended drawing lessons at the local drawing school. From 1877 until 1880, he studied at the Academy in Brussels. There he met the poet and art critic Theo Hannon, who introduced him to the liberal circles of Ernest Rousseau. The contacts that Ensor had there stimulated his artistic and intellectual development. In 1880, Ensor installed a studio in the attic of his parents' home in Ostend, where he would work every now and then in the company of Willy Finch. In 1881, he debuted with the progressive Brussels art cycle, La Chrysalida. He quickly became recognized by friends and an enemy alike as one of the prominent artists of the time. His seascapes, still lifes, naturalistic figure pieces, and tableaus from the life of the young, modern bourgeois woman, such as the celebrated The Oyster Eater from 1882, unquestionably belong to the major works of the European realist and plein air movements. In 1883, Ensor, along with a few older students of the Brussels Academy, established the Artists Associations Les 20. This will play an important role in the dissemination of various internal avant-garde movements. Between 1885 and 1888, Ensor's attention went chiefly to drawing and etching. Under the influence of Rembrandt, Redon, Goya, Japanese woodcuts, Brueggeland images, and contemporary proofs, Ensor developed a highly personal iconography and design. He rejected French impressionism and symbolism and led himself to expressive qualities of light, line, color, and the grotesque and macabre motifs such as carnival masks and skeletons, which he rendered in massive tableaus such as in the series The Aureoles of Christ or The Sensibilities of Light. These grotesque metamorphoses culminate in Ensor's most well-known and monumental mask tableau, The Entry of Christ into Brussels. Around 1888, Ensor would meet Augusta Bogaerts, with whom he maintained a lifelong relationship without ever living together with her. After the death of his father in 1887, Ensor was often charged with the management of the family store, the most important source of income. The print room of the Royal Library in Brussels purchased a large number of Ensor's etchings in 1893. Ensor's artistic rejuvenation was noticed by German artists and critics around the 20th century when they understood that the painting of masks radically broke with the classical West European artistic values and traditions. He was also recognized in Belgium as one of the pioneers of modern art. Beginning in 1896, Ensor was promoting himself more as a writer. Primarily, Ensor published on art and in the newspaper Le Coq Rouge and La Ligue Artistique. Ensor was a prolific and accomplished printmaker. He created 133 etchings and dry points, with 86 of them made during the height of Ensor's most creative period. In 1889, Ensor created two highly political etchings. The first, titled Doctrinal Nourishment, depicts the key figures in Belgium, a bishop, the king, etc., defecating on the masses of Belgium, and the second, titled Belgium in the 19th century, or King Dindon, depicts King Leopold II watching as a military figures valiantly quell a protest. These prints are very rare today because Ensor attempted to remove them from the circulation after being named Baron, and many others were lost during the war. Ensor also placed especially a great importance on his musical productions. In 1911, he wrote the libretto and composed the music for a ballet entitled La Gamme d'Amour, and he also developed the decor and costumes. In 1917, Ensor moved to the house in the Rue de Flandre, which he had inherited from his uncle. Today, the James Ensor Museum is housed there. Ensor is considered to be an innovator in 19th century art, and the influences such as 20th century artists as Paul Klee, Emile Nold, George Grosz, and other expressionists and surrealist painters of 20th century. ENSOR's work are many in public collections, in Brussels, Antwerp and Ostend mainly. Major works by ENSOR are also in New York, Paris, Los Angeles and Cologne. The ENSOR collections can be all seen at the James ENSOR Online Museum. ENSOR has been paid homage by contemporary painters. The Belgian artist Pierre Alenkis painted the tomb of ENSOR. The 1996 Belgian movie Camping Cosmos was inspired by drawing of James ENSOR. The film's director Jan Bukoy is also the creator of a comic Le Bal du Rat Mort inspired by ENSOR.